Oh, hi Jay. You just caught me beating my helmet. My apologies. Right, are you working now? I was beating my helmet, Ollie. This is what happens when you've been in lockdown for 5.5 weeks. So put it on the side like that. Does it look better? Does it look a bit more cool when it's on the side? Does it look better if I wear it backwards? Because that's what all the kids do, and that's what all the cool kids do. All the cool kids wear their hat backwards, don't they? So does it look better? No. Fuck Teddy. Teddy deserved it. Teddy deserved it. In fact, have you noticed how often Big Ted abuses Little Ted? Have you noticed that? I think Big Ted. How you doing, D? Thank you. You see, this is what we do when they need some punishment. Just like that. His trousers don't come down. Shall we set him up here? Joe Black. Yeah, we've taken a channel in a slightly different direction this evening. This is Pap After Dark. You sit there. Well, unfortunately, as I say, this is unfortunately what happens after you've been in lockdown for 5.5 weeks. Things kind of, go off the rails a little bit. That's a bit blurry, that, isn't it? That's supposed to be high definition as well. What's going on? You got family in Hadley. I used to love going up Hadley Castle. Used to go up on a bike. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I think I'd rather look a twat with hair like it is getting out of control rather than look like a twat that's cut his own hair. Unless I put that on and just shave, cut around it. Could do that, couldn't I? And then look even more of a twat. Is there a lag between Facebook and YouTube? I don't know. I'm not on Facebook. Well, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not doing a Facebook live or anything like that. Marty, I saw that in the Discord chat, mate. Wolverine look. It's getting there, isn't it? I think. Marty Lad's beard is amazing. Well, it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be doing a. There's no live going to Facebook, Roger. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, the cameras are dead easy to use. Yeah, I think I've got 5 left now. I think I've got 5 left. I've tried to grow a beard. I've tried to grow a proper beard, but I have, unfortunately, I've got scars on my face, which prevent the beard from growing in certain places, and it will look like I've been. If I grow a beard like Marty Lads, it will look like I've done a, what's her name, Britney Spears, and just messed it up. Thank you, D. Smashing 80 hours a week, not because you want to, just can't be asked with a wife and kids. thank you, Fessels. Much appreciated. If that's how you pronounce your name, I apologise if it's not. I know, I've just overtaken him. I've just overtaken Penaki News. In fact, I think I overtook him yesterday. I was watching for the moment that it happened. 20,200, I think he had. And I think now 20,600 I'm on now, I think. Let me have a closer look. Unless it's gone up a bit. 20,000, yeah, 20,622. So we've gone up what? We've gone 600 in what? Since what, 2 days is it? What a shame, Dan. What's the shame? What have I done? What's the shame? Send my hair, cut it off and send it to Proving Molly so she can have a Marty Lad beard. I've heard she's already got a Marty Lad beard. No, not quite 22,000 brawl box, 20,622 at the moment. 12,000 coppers switched from crime bodge to me. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I've got my cuppa just off the side there. They're watching me. That's right. Joshua, I understand what you're saying. The problem what I was trying to get at in the Discord group is that a person might not like something that somebody says. Unfortunately, and this is not against you, okay, I'm just saying in general, if we rescind or restrict people's freedom of speech because a person or a few people might not like what's being used, then that is when subjective, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's really difficult to explain, but if you start policing on subjective situations, so we say, then unfortunately it becomes very difficult for anybody to do anything. And this is one of the problems with many of the police and my camera's gone all blurry again. Let's see if we can get that back to normal. And I'm not knocking you, okay? I'm not knocking you for having your opinions. Absolutely not knocking you for having your opinions. But if we, as I say, it's the same with many police, right? They will be subjective. Okay, one police constable might think something's okay and another police constable might think something is not okay. And the problem with that is that there's no consistency, and eventually everybody will be censored, that everybody will get done for doing something that is not really a crime or anything like that. And it's the same with freedom of speech. If we start shutting people down because a few people might not like what's been said, then eventually the entire foundation of free speech is going to be wiped out. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I will not allow people to incite crimes, okay, or hatred. I won't have it. And targeted harassment as well. Those are the three things that I will not allow. They're the three things that, excuse me, that everybody I think can get on board with and say, yeah, those three things shouldn't happen. Do you know what I mean? They're not really subjective, are they? Harassment's not subjective. You know when somebody's being harassed, you can tell. Targeted, you know when that's happening. And also crimes or violence, we know, you know, there's standards for those things. But the thing with free speech is there's no standards to what is blanket okay and what is blanket not okay. And that just causes a problem for everybody. But again, I'm not knocking you at all, okay? I do get where you're coming from. Some people simply don't like certain words, phrases, etc. Okay, but again, I can't stop people from using certain terms, words, phrases, and I won't stop people using certain terms, words, or phrases unless obviously, as I say, it is targeted at somebody, it's inciting a crime or inciting violence. And I think that's the only way that I can be fair to everybody. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Fine, I'll put the bloody hat on. Goodness me. If people fall out, Mighty Lad, I'm just reading back to a comment you put a minute or so ago. If people fall out because their opinions differ, fine. You know, this is life. Unfortunately, this is what happens in real life. People fall out. People don't agree all the time, and that's fine. If somebody doesn't agree with me and says, Dan, you're a fucking idiot, you haven't got a clue what you're talking about, fuck off and die. I mean, I wouldn't give a toss about that. It just doesn't bother me at all. You know, that's somebody wants to share their opinion with me, and that's how they want to be about it, and that's absolutely fine. If I started censoring everybody and somebody called me a Nazi for doing it, that's fine by me. I don't care if that's what people want to call me. I believe that other people would see the context of that, okay, and take it for what it is. I've swapped it. It's like Lego Man. I'll take my hair off and put my hat on. I look fatter with the hat on as well. But that's all right. That's fine, because I'm a fat bastard. Oh, God, Hairgate, Philipgate, anything else? I've not looked into David Icke's channel being shut down, Solo Outlaws. I've only been told about what's happened this evening, so I need to look into it. 12 weeks into the job, getting the vibe, you're not gonna last time. Dad's will be angry, but he's always said just to be honest. And that's all you can be, Sydney. That's all you can be, is honest. Do you know what I mean? People might not like it. People might be disappointed. People might get upset if you're honest. But unfortunately, it's tough shit, isn't it, really? Because you have to be honest with yourself, don't you, at the end of the day? D, yes, you can. However, at the moment, the only ways really to do it, there's always going to be somebody wanting something. The only other way of doing it is through PayPal. Well, sometimes people's calling isn't always what they think it might be. You know, I've done lots of jobs. I've worked on the dust carts. I've been a chef for most of my life. I've been a plasterer. I've done all sorts of things, and I've never felt. I mean, catering. I've done well in catering, but I've never felt really comfortable in any of them. Never felt like I was actually doing anything worthwhile. doing what I do now, spending my time doing this, I enjoy doing it. I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. Other people disagree, and that's fine. But I think that I'm doing something worthwhile. But as I say, sometimes your calling may not always be what you think it is. And you just have to do what is, or what you think is the right thing. Solo outlaws, I think that there is, and we've been talking about this in Discord earlier, I think there is a virus. I certainly don't think it's as bad as that's being made out. Certainly don't think that. There's too many questions. Too many questions. I mean, you think about when we had Ebola, okay? Ebola or SARS, there wasn't so many questions about that. It was quite simple, wasn't it? People that were dying from Ebola, for example, they were bleeding out of the face, weren't they? Do you know what I mean? So they knew who had Ebola and who didn't, right? And that was a serious thing, right? But they didn't lock everywhere down over Ebola, did they? Do you know what I mean? They're locking us all down for a virus that I would say has been proven to be not as dangerous as they're making out, because we already know in Italy, they decided that they was going to look at the numbers properly, right? Yeah, but Ebola was highly contagious, wasn't it? And let's face it, I would be more inclined to stay at home if people were bleeding out of the face because of a virus or a disease. Yeah, I'd be more inclined to go, right, fuck that, I am social distancing if people were bleeding out of the face. And this is what I'm trying to get at, right? At the moment, all we have is what's being told to us, okay? And what's being told to us is leaving us with more questions. Sorry, more questions than answers. That's what we're getting. We're left with more questions than answers. I certainly do believe that there is a virus. Certainly believe that. Absolutely. I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be, because viruses do mutate. Okay, viruses mutate all the time. But my point is, never in the history of any kind of illness really has this happened. We've been, this lockdown, this on the verge of martial law type stuff. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. There is a virus, as far as I'm concerned. And again, my opinion is going to differ with some of you, and that's absolutely fine. But as far as I'm concerned, there is a virus. It is certainly not as bad as they're saying, in my opinion. The numbers have been proven to be overinflated. The numbers have been proven to be overinflated. I'm not suggesting that everybody should just go out and do what they were doing before, because I've said this all the way through. And again, I know there's people on here that disagree with me, and again, that's absolutely fine. If everybody keeps to social distancing, I don't see why there's going to be a problem. If it was as bad as is being made out, then why would they allow people to go out at all? Yeah. Why are they saying, well, you know, you can go and if you're having some problems at home, you can go and stay with a friend for a few days and then go back home again afterwards. If it was as bad as they're saying now, then that wouldn't be allowed. But as I say, I'm not saying that there isn't a virus at all. I'm just saying that I am pretty sure that it's been over exaggerated. And one of the problems is when you over exaggerate something, what happens? You can't reel it in later and retract what you've said, can you? Especially if you're in a position of power. You can't turn around as a president or as the prime minister and go, actually, folks, the numbers aren't quite as bad as we said. So it's okay. Do you know what I mean? They can't do that. So they're going to have to keep pushing and pushing the narrative. Solo outlaws, who knows why? There could be any number of reasons. We don't know anything that goes on up the top. Okay, with those people in power, we don't know anything. All right, we are only told what they want us to know, and this is the thing. Imagine working for a big company. Imagine working for a big company, right? Does the big company tell you that it's going into liquidation or being taken over by the official receivers before it gets taken over by the official receivers, even though they know that that's going to happen? They don't tell you. And the people down the rungs of the ladder, they know nothing until it happens. So if you look at it in that respect, if you look at it as though it's a company, look at it like a company. People at the top are the CEOs, right? The board of directors. They don't tell anything to the people that don't need to know. You know what I mean? And so as you go down the rungs in the ladder, we get to know less and less and less and less and less. Sorry, folks, I'm just going back through some comments for a minute just to see what's going on. Right. Right, I'm going to have to say this. I've just had to look back through the comments to see what was being said to and from. But Sydney, please, can you not have a go at Joe like that. I had to ban Joe a couple of weeks ago because he kept having a go at his sister, and I had to put him on a timeout. I have to ask you to please not do that, otherwise I am going to have to do the same. I can't do it to Joe after he was saying things to your sister without being the same towards other people. So I'm going to ask you, please, if you don't like Joe, then please don't talk to him. I don't want to. I think I've only, since I've been doing these live streams, I think I've only banned about 3 people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I don't want to ban people. I don't want to time people out. I want the whole channel, and I'm talking to everyone, nobody in particular at the moment. I want the whole channel. I want, as I said before so many times, I want to try and make a community. I don't care, personally, I don't care who you are, where you come from. Makes no difference to me. If everybody is respectful to each other. Yes, everybody has a falling out and whatnot. That's understandable. It's going to happen. But to have a go at each other, or to have a go at different people, or whatever it is, I'm a gatekeeper. I don't understand what you mean about being a gatekeeper. Right, okay, all right, I see what you're saying. The thing is, there's going to be people that will engage in proper conversations. There's going to be people that are childish. You know, there's nothing we can do about that. That's just what's going to happen. As I say, my problem, as I've said before, is people being targeted. I kicked Joe public a couple of weeks ago because I felt he was targeting Liana, sorry. And I can't do that for one and not do it for other people. I don't care if people fall out. I don't care if people have got difference of opinions. But if you know, if people don't want to speak to somebody or don't like somebody, then there's no reason to speak to them, is there? And you know, call each other names and whatnot. Just ignore each other. No news on PC Savage. Yeah, but Sydney, this is the thing, right, Joe? And I'm not fucking hell, I get put in the middle, right? I'll try and be nice and respectful to everybody, as far as I possibly can. Joe got timed out the other week because he was targeting Liana. Liana gave back as good as she got. I ended up kicking Joe off the chat. I understand if he's been attacking your family, but from what I've seen this evening, I've not seen him say anything, unless I'm mistaken, but I've not seen him say anything this evening. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. If he had, and you was replying to him, then I'd understand that, but I've not seen him reply to you yet to warrant that. So I'm going to ask again, please. Please, can we not get into fights on the chat, people? Otherwise, I will have to time people out. PC Savage. It's a shame, Solo Outlaws. Yeah, I could have could have had a good business going, couldn't I, at the moment? John, there is a public chat on Discord. Link in the description. There's no link in this description. It's on. Have a look at one of my other videos, yesterday's video. There's a link in the description if you want to go and join the Discord chat. Well, come on, Molly. I thought you was. Is it in the link? Is it in the description of this one? Oh, it is. Yeah, so it is. I do apologise. I forgot I'd put the link in, didn't I? My apologies. My apologies. Well, the government, the government is the Queen's government, isn't it? That's why it's Her Majesty's government. John, we've got people in there now. There's quite a few people in the Discord group already. Mark Watson, if you've emailed me, I will do, because I can't do it on here at the moment. So I will have a look and I will see what I can do for you. BBC posted a video saying BBC News uploaded coronavirus warning, lockdown could be lifted, then reimposed due to second wave. So yeah, which seems can I ask Joe Public your daughter's collar number as she tried as doxing your daughter on your channel? Joe, do you have Liana's collar number? Discord is a bit of a pain to start with, yeah. No, to be honest, I thought that would be one of the answers. Yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve. Unsub. It is a bit of a learning curve. Well, how you doing? Yeah, Mark, it's better if you send it in an email, mate, because the comments go past so quickly on here. It's difficult to keep up with things, and sometimes I need to look stuff up as well. So it would be much easier, to be honest, to send an email. What's that, Molly? Is it the PayPal link? Oh, let's have a look. It is loading for me. The PayPal link loads for me. I don't know. I don't know why it's going blank. Well, Bill Gates has already said, I think it was today he said it, it might have been last night, he said that he thinks that everybody's going to need possibly 2 vaccines. 14 billion vaccines need to be created, apparently, in order to defeat COVID-19, which is strange because I still don't know anybody that's had it, got it, or died from it. Unsub, have they actually what Unsub, do you know for definite, again, I'm not trying to knock you, okay, because anybody dying from anything is bad, right? Did they have underlying conditions? Did they go in because they had a different condition, but then it was said afterwards that they had coronavirus? Because that seems to be what's going on a lot. People are going into hospital with a different condition, and then all of a sudden they've got coronavirus. That's Andy Jackson. It's policeabusingpowers@gmail.com. That 0.8%, Quinn, I believe that was in Italy. Italy, they went through all of the deaths, and it turns out that only 0.8% of all of the deaths had no underlying conditions at all. Every other death had at least one underlying condition. Most of the deaths have had 3 or 4 underlying conditions. Dirty Angel, yeah, I know that. I know that's been going on. My neighbour told me the similar thing. His dad's got cancer, went into hospital. First thing they've done is asked him to sign a do not resuscitate form, and then they put him on a COVID ward, even though he's got cancer. So I know it's happening. Literally just come through there, Gaz. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. As soon as I turned my phone on, it came up notification. Thank you. Right. I'm going to say this, folks. I'm going to say this. Oh, I thought I'd frozen for a minute there. Right, this is right. I'm going to say this, folks. Everybody. I say everybody because I want everyone to know. I didn't set this channel up so people can argue and fight with each other and slag people off and all the rest of it. I try and be respectful to everybody, and I believe that I am respectful to everybody who is respectful to me. 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I barred Joe Public because he was, in my opinion, going a bit over the top with Liana. Today, I've not seen Joe Public respond. I may have missed, but I've not seen Joe Public respond to any comments to him. I've asked, I asked Sydney if she could not direct her comments at Joe Public because he hadn't done anything this evening to warrant it. I understand you've got a history because of what happened the other week. I understand that, but to bring it up again, I think is a bit, it's a bit much. Do you know what I mean? He hadn't done anything this week to to anybody. I asked Sydney not to direct comments at Joe. Joe's not responded to any comments as far as I know, and now it's getting to a point where everybody is now slagging everybody off. Do you know what I mean? No, Sydney, I asked you not to, and you didn't. You said you wouldn't, and that's right. All I'm saying is that I asked you not to do it, and you said okay. What I'm saying now is that, I mean, Liana came on, Ian's come on. Other people are now having a go at Liana and having a go at Ian, and it's turning into, it's turning into something that I don't want it to be, and it's doing my fucking head in, to be fair. Everybody's entitled to say what they want to say. I've said this before, providing it's not harassment or inciting any crime or violence. What I'm saying is, Joe hadn't done it. Joe hadn't responded to anybody this evening, which is why I said to not target Joe. And Liana and Ian came on, and now, because of things that are being thrown about, everybody is calling each other names and calling each other out, and that ain't what this is about. So I'm knocking this live on the head. So my channel has got strikes because of what other people are saying. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. Juicy Spreadshirt links are in the in the description. Right, I don't look. I don't know why you're targeting this channel because of what other people are saying. The whole point of YouTube is, if you've got a problem with somebody, you can go and put a strike against their channel, if that's how you want to do it. Do you know what I mean? If people want to put strikes in against this channel and I've done nothing wrong, I've tried. A couple of weeks ago, I stood up for Liana, and I booted Joe Public. And I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, okay, but the fact is, I booted Joe Public because I felt he was targeting Liana. And now this week, I feel like Joe was being targeted. Okay, I didn't boot you. I could have done, but I didn't boot you. I asked you not to do it. Do you know what I mean? And now it's got to a point where, because I've tried to be fucking respectful and not boot you, instead I asked you not to do it, and now you're telling me that you put strikes in against my channel because I've tried to be respectful. Do you know what I mean? How does that work? How does that work? You know, I've spoken, Ian, if you're still sitting there watching and listening, I've always been respectful to you. Okay, I've always been respectful with Liana, okay, and with Sydney. The few times that we've spoken, I've always been respectful with you. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been respectful to me, okay. But people coming in the chat just to have a go at other people ain't being respectful, is it? So what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and just let other people get targeted and not ask you to stop because you're in the police? Is that what's supposed to happen? So what? That ain't how it works, is it? Because we're all fucking accountable for what we do. All of us are accountable for what we do. Well, I've not stopped Ian. I've not stopped anybody from talking. I've not stopped Liana or Sydney from talking. I've asked Sydney not to target Joe Public because initially what I saw was Sydney calling Joe out a few times, and I asked her not to do it. That's all. Joe Public done that with Liana the other week, and I booted him. And now I'm getting told there's strikes against my channel because I've tried to give a little bit of an olive branch and be a bit fucking respectful, you know? I've said before, it's not that I don't hate the police. I hate the bad ones, right? If people are respectful, I'll be respectful back. You know what I mean? I know there's some people on here don't agree with me, right? But for me, I don't think banning police generally. I don't think banning anybody that if we find out somebody's the police and banning them, I don't think that's any good, right? Because that doesn't accomplish anything. Which is why I don't ban people. I let anybody come in and join in. Well, maybe that, I'm sorry, Sydney, but maybe that's what the problem is then. You say you've attacked Joe Public tonight, it's called payback. Maybe that's what the problem is. I booted Joe the other week. Me and him fell out over it. Okay, but that's fine because I wasn't going to have him target your sister. Okay, and we had a discussion after that, and he hasn't since, as far as I know. At least not on here. But the thing is, if you're in the police and you want to get payback, does that not tell you something? And is that not putting across a stereotype that everybody sees from the police all the time? I asked him the question. He doesn't want to answer. Unfortunately, I can't make him answer, can I? This is the thing. This is what I'm saying. I can't turn around and make somebody answer. Whether he's lying or not, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It ain't my fault. If somebody wants to say something to you, that ain't my fault. If somebody wants to say they know your collar number or whatever, that ain't my fault whether they know it or not, whether they're winding you up or not. Do you see what I'm saying? See you later, Quinn. Come. Come here. Hello. 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 Oh, you like that? You like that, didn't you? Hey? Oh, yeah. Hello, dumpling. Hello. Hello. Oh. Oh. Come here. Come here. Come on in. Who's this? Hello. You're going to say hello, Daisy? Turn this around. You can't get too close to it. Oh. Close up of Daisy. Oh, what's that? You all right, mate? Oh. Are you coming back for some more, are you? Alice? Watch that lead. Watch that lead. Ready? Steady. Ready? Steady. Jump. Oh, here you go. Hello. Hello. Don't. You got to say hello to everybody. You say hello to everyone. There's a big yawn. So this is Alice. This is Alice. Oh, when I first got Alice, let's talk about the dogs. When I first got Alice, she was absolutely shit scared of men, weren't you? Absolutely petrified, weren't you? Oh, where are you going? You can't go that way. Oh, okay then. What about you, Daisy? Daisy, don't pick on her. Are you jealous? Come here. Careful. Ready? Can you jump up? Come on in. Jump up. You're just knocking everything about now. You watch your tail. This one won't jump up. She used to, but now she won't. Whoa. Oh, you like that, didn't you? Hey, oh, you like that, didn't you? Oh. This is Daisy. Isn't you, kid? Isn't you? Yeah, both of these Both of these dogs are rescue dogs. Both rescue dogs. Now uncovered. Yeah, her file. I had a bit of paper stuff that I will do Welshie. I'll check it in a minute. And it says that Daisy's a cross between a Staffy, but she had, to be honest, although she has got a very small look of Staffy to her, very, very tiny. I don't really see it that much. Daisy is the snorer, indeed. What breed would I be? Oh, God. I don't even know. I don't know. I think I'd have to be one of them fucking massive ones from the mountains in Sweden. I'd have been asleep on their bed the other side of the room. I do love them, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, right? The dogs, if it weren't for the dogs, in all fairness, I probably wouldn't be here now. And I'm not trying to turn the conversation dark or nothing like that, but you know, if it weren't for Daisy in particular, I was going through an extremely bad time. And if it wasn't for Daisy, I genuinely wouldn't be here now. So I owe that dog a lot. Hereford DJ. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the day that I have to do that. Not at all. What do you mean by youth club? Have I missed something else? Or was that comment to me? They weren't pups when I got them, Marty. They was both about a year or so old. Clicking. Can you still hear the clicking? Well, it might be because the yeah, it might be the computer fan. Perhaps pacemaker. You cheeky bastard. Is that a French? That's a French bulldog in it, Welshie. I might be wrong. Replacement hip. Oh my God, what is it with people? You're bullying me now. Boston Terrier. It looks a bit like a French bulldog type thing, but it's a good looking dog, that. I look disappointed. Am I okay? Disappointed because people are arguing. Yeah, Joe, maybe you should try it without lube. I will do, Ian. I will say I did see a couple of people retaliate. I haven't seen all of the messages because they go past so quickly, but I did see some people retaliate to some comments. But I will need to go through it all properly to see what was going on. But all I'm saying, all I'm trying to say is there's a time and a place, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? And I've got to say that, as far as I'm aware, Joe Public didn't respond. But yeah, he kept getting messages directed at him. Joshua says, I'm not cooperating. Cooperating with what? James, there's hats and other bits and pieces you can buy from the Spreadshirt link in the description. Stickers, I've not got round to doing anything like that just yet. Well, yeah, I could. Well, you know, there's Molly says it perfectly. He was the other week. Yeah, absolutely. Jake, the cards I've run out. I've got some ordered. They are on their way. I believe they will be with me by the 11th. As soon as I've got them, I will let people know. So if I get them by next weekend, I'll let people know when I do a live stream next weekend. Thank you, UK Breaks. Much appreciated. I will definitely. See, when somebody says get the dogs a treat, I always make sure I get the dogs a treat. Okay, so next week you will see the dogs with a treat. Link in the description not working. You know what? Do you know what that is? Do you know why that is? It will work in a minute. Bear with me. I know why that is. Come on, load. Right, just bear with me, folks. No, it's not going to let me do it that way, so I'll have to do it this way. I can't see any of your comments at the moment, folks. I'm just trying to sort out these links in the description. Right, if you refresh the page, you're watching and then go back to the links in the description, they should work. Thank you, Marty lad. Seven words for me. What 7 words are those? Post-apocalyptic cooking with dog food. The dogs I've had for about 5 years now. Yeah, I'm watching. the thing is, Roger, it shouldn't have to be like this. This is what my point is. Do you know what I mean? There ain't no reason for people to be bitching and fucking arguing with each other. You know? I don't do these live streams so people can fucking fall out of each other. I do these live streams so we can help build a community, you know? Crimes being underreported. Yeah, I think a lot of the crimes are being dealt with as coronavirus crimes, and they're not. And there's a lot of people that are having, you know, crimes ignored. If they're burgled, for example, and we all know that we've already been told that the crime rates are down by about 25%. So there's no reason why the police can't be going to deal with burglaries and things like that, is there? What, my stomach? That's definitely the dog snoring. Athelstan or Athelstan. I know there's people that watch this channel or subscribers to this channel that don't agree with the fact that I've allowed people who have openly said that they're police into the community. But for me, I would rather know that the police are there. Do you know what I mean? Rather than people pretending not to be police and hiding in the wings, if that makes sense. I don't say or do anything that is criminal. I don't incite people to do things that are criminal. Do you know what I mean? I try to be respectful to all people unless they're disrespectful to me. Okay. Arguing on the live stream, as far as I'm concerned, is a bit disrespectful. You know, I wouldn't do it. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit wet behind the ears still. You know, I've only been on here for a year. And maybe that's just me being a bit wet behind the ears. Do you know what I mean? But I just assumed that we could all be respectful to each other in this environment. Do you know what I mean? But Maybe I need to stop being so nice to people. Be a bit more. I mean, I always tell people the truth. Never lie to people. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I believe it does, Sav. I believe it does apply. No, you're right, Marty. You're absolutely right. As I say, I try and give everybody, no matter who it is, I try and give them benefit of the doubt. Do you know what I mean? And everybody makes mistakes. You know what I mean? So I always if people do something that pisses me off, I'll give them a warning. I'll say to them, look, come on, man. Or I'll explain to them why it's pissed me off or whatever. And then if it goes again, then I have to do something about it. But just Stuman, no, I don't recall seeing anything that would say you was being disrespectful. Mark Watson, well, that was the plan, was that everybody was welcome. It's not about slagging the police off behind their back. This channel was never about that. This channel is about highlighting things that need change. This is about highlighting old builder that were doing wrong things, because there are so many reports of the police in obscure small town newspapers that most people don't get to see. So what I try and do is I try and collect all of that and put it all into one place, even with the videos that I do that aren't PAP reports, even that kind of stuff. It's about opening people's eyes, not just the public, but the police as well. I've always known the police have watched this channel. I've always known it from the first video I put up. It is Lisa, yeah, the dog's snoring away over there. I think I will need some of my meds tonight. Yeah, fair play, Joe, for this evening. Thank you for not arguing back. Evening, Dean. Hi, Dennis. Liana, nobody's had to go at you for that this evening. That's not what it's about. I mean, look, we've spoke by email, right? Yeah. I've been respectful to you, and you've been respectful to me. So let's just be respectful for a moment, okay? Joe was getting messages, comments on here, and he didn't bite. He didn't respond to them. Okay. And then some people turned around and was saying, pack it in to Sydney. Okay. Maybe, okay, they didn't use those words. I can't remember exact words that we used. I think some people were saying fuck off or something like that. Okay. But the thing is, the fact is, Joe didn't do anything this evening. He's not responded. And yet this is all because of what Joe did to you a couple of weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? Why are we still going on about this? So I don't get. Thank you, Molly. I missed those messages then. Thank you for doing that. Mighty lad, take it easy. Just Steeman, what are you apologising for? Yeah, I'm going to get off myself soon. Who? I certainly haven't attacked anybody. This bloody camera keeps going in fucking foggy. Take it easy, the daddy. Brian, yeah, take it easy, Brian. I apologise for the way this one's turned out. No, I don't, John. I'm afraid I don't have time. See that, Brian? When I was a kid, Solo Outlaws, when I was a kid, I think everybody wanted to join the police when they were kids. Who's attacked you, Liana? I've not attacked you, okay? Joe and you had a falling out a couple of weeks ago. I kicked him out of the chat because of it. This week, Sydney wanted to have a go at Joe. Joe didn't bite. I didn't kick Sydney out. I asked her not to do it rather than kicking her out. In fact, it wouldn't, you know, doing that alone could cost me subscribers. It could cost people respect for me for doing that when I booted him out. Right, listen, guys, I'll tell you what. Check out the hair. I'm done for tonight. This ain't gonna stop tonight, is it? So I'm done. I apologise to everybody. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed, to be quite honest. As I say, I've tried to be respectful and reasonable and give people the benefit of the doubt, and give a little bit of fucking leeway. I've tried to ask nicely, and you know, Joe, I apologise for kicking you off 2 weeks ago and not kicking Sydney off tonight for trying to cause a fight with you. I apologise for that. I don't know what else to say, folks. It's not going to put me off the channel. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? You know, as I say, tried to do what I thought was the right thing, and I've just made myself look an absolute cunt for doing it. So I apologise, folks, for this evening's live stream. Well, it's not, as I say, it's not going to stop me doing what I'm doing. I will continue what I'm doing. I think I'll just be a little bit more I'll just be a little bit more upfront, I think, from now. Next live stream will probably be next Sunday or Monday. It'll always be on a Sunday or Monday evening. I might do an impromptu one during the week now and again, but generally live streams are Sunday night or Monday night. If you are a member of the Discord group, I will put a heads up in there before I go live, so you'll always know. But as I say, folks, I'm gonna call it a night now. I need to go and give my head a bit of a wobble, I think, and yeah, make my plan of action for tomorrow. No worries. Right, folks. Yeah, I'm afraid I am going now. Snap phase. I do apologise. I have to go and beat my helmet. Matthew Carter, thank you. Tonight's live stream isn't indicative of the normal live streams, I can assure you of that. But I will see you all tomorrow. Pat Reports tomorrow, 7 p.m. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that bell button if you haven't already. Don't forget to come and join the Discord group if you haven't already. President Trump, thank you so much for helping with the Discord group. You're an absolute superstar. Much appreciated. And as for everybody else, thank you for your time and thank you for your patience this evening. And I'll see you all tomorrow.